Hey guys, welcome back to another review, and NextTorch have just released their new black version of their Pioneer multi-tool. And I've reviewed this one already before. They used to call it the Pioneer MT20, but I thought I would make a kind of update video about this model anyhow. It's NextTorch's 20th anniversary, and they sent me a bunch of different gear, including this. Also, one of their new flashlights, the C61, and some bits of merch as well. And yeah, basically this is a 14-in-1 multi-tool. It's got all the kind of usual features that you'd find in one. So screwdriver, got a blade, saw, bottle opener, pliers, but it also has a few other rescue and law enforcement related tools that I've never seen in an everyday multi-tool before. So yeah, basically you've got these rescue shears here, or trauma shears that are meant to cut through clothing and seat belts in an emergency. You've also got this oxygen tank wrench here on the side, and you've got this infamous zip tie cutter tool here. I've made a bunch of shorts just demonstrating this, and this has got quite a few mixed reactions. I'd be interested to hear what you think about this tool, but basically you pop a zip tie through there, the loop, and just cut it. Makes it a lot easier and safer rather than using, say, a blade. You'd probably get by with the scissors as well. But yeah, I think there's some pretty unique little tools in here and be perfect for someone, someone who's working in those professions, law enforcement, emergency services, or even just an everyday adventurer. So yeah, this new black coating is high quality and it's got a matte appearance. It's got a bit of texture to it and it is applied evenly. Doesn't feel plasticky like some other colored finishes. And yeah, do find with some other multi-tools they are applied very thinly and just scratch off easily, whereas this one does have a much thicker coating on it. And yeah, textured, and it feels definitely different compared to the previous model or the original model here. And this has got, they call it like a blackened stonewash style coating. And it does add an extra layer on top of the metal, but not in the same way as this, as this new model here. But if you look at the actual tools themselves, they appear to have pretty much the same blackened finish. Okay, it's just the outer scales that they've coated with that extra material. NextTorch also say that this darkening and stonewashing process increases the durability of the tool. I just like it compared to bare stainless steel. And yeah, overall, the NextTorch Pioneer feels very nicely balanced in my hand. Looks like it could also take some heavy use. Stainless steel grades are written on the box itself. Here it is. You can see here the main material there if you want to pause the video and take a look. NextTorch also include a 10-year warranty, which I think is pretty generous. Plus you get this nice holster as well. And I like how it feels pretty rigid. It's going to retain its shape. You've got this buckle here on the back and just slots in nicely like this. So just a quick side-by-side with the original version of the NextTorch Pioneer to the right. And it's identical in terms of design. The only difference is, of course, these scales, the external areas of the tool, just have that additional coating. If I had to choose one, I'd probably go with this new coating. Just feels way more durable. The coating of the new black model is the same kind of texture as the blue model. If you sort of bring it up closely, you can see there is a little bit of texture. So I believe this is the same kind of coating. But if you look at the red version, it's more kind of smoother. So yeah, I wonder what it is. It could be an aluminium oxide layer. So I'm going to go through a demonstration of all the different features. So let's start with the outside. Of course, you have this ruler here, and it goes up to 8 centimeters. Would have been nice if they kind of continued it on the other side of the scales, but not a huge deal. You have this sturdy stainless steel clip as well. It's got a decent bit of give to it, but it's it's definitely doesn't feel slinky like some clips. And that's the oxygen tank wrench as well, just built into the side of the tool. You've got a normal blade in there with the locking mechanism. So all the different tools are locking on the outside. Got a bit of dirt there. And basically just press that lock and close it up like that. On the other side, you have a saw. There we have it. And the tools, these like the saw and the blade are actually a little shorter than I would expect. Like if you compare it to say a Leatherman tool, the blade, where is it? On this side, you know, you get a bit more length, maybe like another centimeter or so. It's not a deal breaker, but just something, you know, certainly to keep in mind. So let's pop that back in again. There is a cutting hook here. You probably use that as a can opener as well. And let's pop that back in. You've got to be careful with this. I cut my finger on that the other day by accident. And this is a flathead screwdriver. Interesting thing about this flathead screwdriver is that if you kind of put that hook out on a right angle like that, you can actually remove the bit for it there. And I think initially Next Torch was going to use like a handcuff key in there. They do have that, I believe, in their law enforcement models. So yeah, it just might be an accessory they include when they I guess send these out to law enforcement teams. But yeah, that's the screwdriver. And now you've got this, of course, infamous handcuffs or zip tie cutter. Okay, it's very easy to sort of slip it over something and just press down and cut. And this is the locking mechanism here. If you lock it when it's open, it will just deactivate, and then you can just press again so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so it's not going to damage it or anything like that. And that's pretty much it on the outside. It would have been nice if they included some glass breaking beads up on the top, but I know someone mentioned to me on my channel that they were buying some replacement screws that will work as glass breaking beads as well. So I could probably take the ones off my Nitecore EDC37 and just screw them on there if I wanted. But yeah, kind of everything. Let's have a look on the inside of the tool. So you've got these rescue shears here, and you can see the edges of the scissors are serrated, and these are not meant to cut through anything substantial like coins and stuff like that, though you could probably cut through a coin, but you're going to damage the blades. This is meant to cut through, I guess, clothing in an emergency, maybe light wire that may be present throughout clothing, and also seat belts. So yeah, it's very, very ergonomic, feels easy to use, and quite accessible as well. And you know, you don't have to sacrifice on having not having pliers, because as you can see, there is a set of them here. So that's pretty cool. And you've got wire cutters in there as well. These are replaceable. They don't give you a set of them though. But that is pretty much it. There are no other tools in here. It's very specific to the job, I guess. So some considerations if you're thinking about getting the Next Torch Pioneer. So it is considerably larger than my other multi-tools. Okay, it only weighs 268 grams, so it's quite similar actually to my Leatherman Wave Plus here, which weighs in at 241 grams, but as you can see, it's like a little bit larger. And yeah, the saw and the blade, like I mentioned before, is a touch shorter than I would like, but it is necessary in order to fit in all those larger tools that you see in there. The third consideration is that the Next Torch Pioneer does have some very specific tools like a zip tie cutter, oxygen tank wrench, things that you may not use. So yeah, before you go out and buy this one, just have a look at what else is out there that may be more suitable. The fourth consideration is that it's not as comfortable. The pliers in there are just not as comfortable as normal pliers, okay, because they, they take second place really over the rescue shears in there, okay, but it's still fine, it's not a deal breaker. Final consideration, like I mentioned before, is some glass breaking tips would have been nice, even if Next Torch just included them separately so that you could change them in and out, so that would really fit in with the theme of this tool. But yeah, overall, I think the Nex Torch Pioneer is one of the most unique multi-tools I've seen out there. I really like how they've taken a different approach with the Pioneer by fitting in both those full-size pliers and a solid pair of scissors slash rescue shears. Those are really going to come in handy in an emergency to cut through seat belts, cords, and even tougher materials like metal if needs be. So if you're an adventurer, camper, hiker, maybe you're a climber or working as a law enforcement officer or in emergency services, I think the Pioneer would be the perfect multi-tool for you. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'd be interested to hear from some of you working in those fields, whether this might be something you'd be interested in using. And if you have questions, just let me know down in the comments as well. I will get back to you. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, do me a big favor, click the like button and share the video with someone who might be interested. Helps me to grow my channel. And if you want to see more EDC and multi-tool reviews, make sure you subscribe.